Hello, America. Welcome back, my friends. Welcome to Sons of Liberty 1773. This is indeed where men and women from around the world gather in defense of liberty. I am your host, Bill Bailey, back fresh from vacation, who will be channeling the patriotism of America's founding fathers, such as James Madison, who said the accumulation of all powers, legislative, executive, and judiciary, in the same hands, whether of one, a few, or many, and whether hereditary, self-appointed, or elective, may justly be pronounced the very definition of tyranny. Or how about Thomas Jefferson? When once a republic is corrupted, hits home today, doesn't it? When once a republic is corrupted, there is no possibility of remedying any of the growing evils, but by removing the corruption and restoring its lost principles. Every other correction is either useless or a new evil. We are post-constitutional republic, folks. November 3, 2020 was a coup. The communists have corrupted the machine, and it's going to be up to us to rid that cancer from our government and restore our representative constitutional republic. You know, the one Ben Franklin said, a republic if you can keep it, or we're going to go into that 1,000 years of darkness and evil that Reagan so elegantly warned us about. So where do we start? It's been a little while, right? So just so you know, Renee and I bought a camper this spring. This is our third one. And we're looking at new ones, and there was like 33 grand for the camper we wanted. We found the exact same camper, a 2017 model that some folks a little older than us bought brand new, hauled it to the UP once and never used it. So it's like brand new, and we paid like half the price of a new one. So it's been here all summer waiting to take a vacation, and we have not had a vacation for 14 years. 14 years. We bought this property here at Cold Creek in 2011. It was vacant land. You know, I built a house, our huge barn, the chicken coop. Renee's was our shed, garden shed. Now it's Renee's she shed. I moved a grain bin here. I built the gas station. I built 2 cabins and you know, made like 3-4 miles of trails, and it's been work. We finally are at a point in our life where, you know, the work's done and we can get away. So we went up to Wilderness State Park. It is in the tip of the Upper Peninsula, west of the Mackinac Bridge. It's about 13,000 acres, beautiful state park right on Lake Michigan. And Mocha, who was the last time we went on vacation, was with us up in the UP, was 14 and a half, and she's been having health issues. And the first night there, you know, glad we got to take her vacation one last time. But we woke up in the morning and she never sleeps on her bed. We cannot make her sleep on her bed. And we brought it anyways. And I woke up in the morning and she was sleeping on her bed and she was soaked in urine. She couldn't hold her bladder anymore. She could barely hold her back legs up. So we knew it was time. And unfortunately had to leave Wilderness State Park, come back. The vet originally said get here by 9:45 in the morning. Then they said it'll be 1:45, which was good because I already had a spot picked out to bury her, a wonderful spot by this what I believe is an Indian trail marker tree. I'll put a picture of it so you can see it. But Mocha was born with this patch, a heart. I mean, you know, if I can do that right, you know, a heart-shaped patch on her leg. Never would grow hair. And this tree literally has a hole through the middle of it that is in the shape of a heart. And so I dug Mocha's grave site. We went and put her to sleep. And with Ginger, who I love dearly, the German short hair before Mocha, the vet said, do you want to be here when I put her to sleep? And I said, no, I'm not going to watch you kill my dog. But this time we decided to be there, and I'm glad I was. And I recommend anybody that's getting ready to say a goodbye to their pet to be there with your animal when they put them to sleep. But the reason I want to mention this is I saw something extraordinary. They gave Mocha, and I'm not going to spend but a second on this, folks, or I'll start crying. But they gave Mocha a sedative, kind of make her a little lethargic, and got her up on the gurney, and I'm looking at her eyes, and then it's a barbiturate that they inject in this case, in her rear leg. I watched the life force of Mocha. She didn't close her eyes, but I seen the life of her eyes gone. Just like that. She was gone. And I swear there is a soul, even to the animals, and that her soul left her body as they put her to sleep. So we took her and put her on her dog bed. And I buried a couple beers with her, full beers, because she loved to bark for beer and have a little bit of my Miller Lite here in the summer. So did Ginger. Ginger would suck the vapors out of an empty beer bottle. She wanted to make sure there wasn't even beer air in the bottle. But I buried her with a couple beers or dish, put her on her bed, covered her with her blankies, gave her her favorite toy, and we buried her and raked her gravesite. We had a cross we put there on her grave, and then I went to say a prayer, and I got to tell you, folks, I'd kind of kept my shit together until then, and I told Renee I'm going to say a prayer. And I just bawled. I just couldn't get the words out. But so we went back to Wilderness. I mean, the trailer was up there, and it ended up. We knew this day was coming with Mocha, but we ended up having an okay vacation. Went up to the Sault Ste. Marie international border with Canada. Talked to a guy and asked him if Homeland Security is still. Gets on these freighters to guide them through. They started doing that after 9/11. And he goes, well, I don't know about that, but there's a massive border patrol regiment here, and they catch illegal aliens trying to make it across the Great Lake, because it's a narrow part there, or I mean, not that, the river up there under by the International Bridge. People have been up that way before. Into this country. Said they catch them every day. Said if you try to take a boat across that water, you will be swarmed. But it's not as big a problem as the southern border, where literally 15 million people are probably going to come into the country this year. But they're sneaking in from the northern border too. Just thought I would share that with you. So where do we start with the news? Here's a good note. U.S. Supreme Court. I mean, thank God for Trump, right? Imagine if Hillary Clinton would have won and stacked the Supreme Court. It'd be over. Country'd be gone. But U.S. Supreme Court rejects challenge to remove Donald J. Trump from. They're not even going to listen to any of these cases. They said, no, there's, it's nothing to it. It's just BS. But so they're refusing to hear any of the challenges to remove presidential candidate Donald Trump from the ballot based on the 14th Amendment. So that's going nowhere. So thank you, Supreme Court. Trump is crushing the polls, by the way. Latest poll after the rhino debate, after the presidential debates that he didn't go to, he's leading by 63%. He's got it wrapped up. RFK, I like RFK. On the big issues. He wants border security. He's against the jab. He wrote a book about it. He does not want war in Ukraine. And he wants to dismantle the deep state, who he says killed his dad and his uncle, and I believe that. But he's not a good guy, folks. He's a total woke progressive. And he admitted now that because he's thinking about running as an independent because the Democrats have rigged it. So there's no way he even has a prayer, and he knows it. So they did, I don't know what you want to call this, polling to see who would vote for him. And he was kind of giddy. Well, if I run as an independent, I'll take more votes from Trump than I will Biden. Can't fall. This is the Ross Perot 2.0. And I voted for Ross Perot, okay? Big mistake. It gave us William Jefferson Clinton, but on the other hand, it would have been George H.W. Bush, which now I'm not in love with him either. But we cannot vote. No one can vote for RFK. Let the Democrats vote for him. You have to vote for Trump Because if we let him take enough votes, the Democrats going to stay in power. And it's the end of the republic. So we cannot let that happen. Mike Lindell's My Pillow is under IRS audit now, right? They want to take him down. They've weaponized the government. And we just learned a week ago that American Express slashed Mike Lindell's credit line by 90%. So Mike Lindell's under a big attack. And you guys know, go over, give Mike Lindell some love. Use promo code SOL1773. What else we got here? New report confirms Hunter Biden wired money to alleged members of an international sex trafficking ring. Biden family's a bunch of criminals. They're actually guilty. You know, it's a communist trick, by the way, or Marxist. I think it was a communist. Whatever you're guilty of, accuse the other side, even if they're innocent, of what you're guilty of. Seen it time and time again with Trump, right? We'll get into the New York case with Trump where the judge is actually laughing. Matter of fact, let's do that right now. Charlie, I'm going to share this from Charlie Kirk because this is perfect. Donald Trump is facing a civil trial in New York City for fraud. So which of his victims is suing him? That's a trick question. There aren't any. There are no victims, okay? In the fraud case, there's no victims that Donald Trump defrauded. None. Continuing here. None of New York's banks or insurance companies, Trump's supposed victims, are suing him. Trump's loans are repaid and his accounts are current. Because one liberal, godless, I'm adding this part, the liberal, godless commie judge. Because one judge says Trump overvalued his properties, that same judge who was laughing at Trump today, he's all giddy. Oh God, I got him in the courtroom. Woo-hoo! Sick people. So because one judge says Trump overvalued his properties, that same judge is empowered to fine him hundreds of millions of dollars, break up the Trump organization, and seize control of his properties, including Trump Tower. All to remedy a phantom crime. There is no crime with no victims. Let that sink in. This judge says, well, I'll just say Trump I'll figure out something. Oh, he overvalued his properties. Well, that sounds like fraud. Yeah, and I'm going to go after him, and then I'm going to take everything he has. If that ain't effing tyranny, folks, what is? Here in America. Unbelievable, you know, and I'm going to quote Mike Huckabee. Mike Huckabee, pastor, right? Pastor Huckabee. Pretty grounded guy. I wouldn't say he's over the top or sensational, you know, as a rule, Mike Huckabee. He said, if they're successful in their criminal weaponizing the DOJ and the FBI and all this bullshit with the judiciary to take Trump off the ballot, the 2024 election will be the last election decided by ballots and not bullets. I agree with Mr. Huckabee. So during the sham hearing today, the judge was laughing. And Trump went out and called Letitia James, if that's her name, called her what she is. It's a witch hunt. She's an evil communist that ran on Get Trump. The Democrats are organized in using every means possible to stay in power and take out their number one political rival. And I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. They will burn this country to the ground. They do not love America. They will burn this country to the ground before they cede power. And I agree with Tucker Carlson that they plan to have a hot war. This is Tucker Carlson. So they plan to go to war with Russia, a hot war, a kinetic conflict with Russia, a nuclear nation with hypersonic weapons. Not because Russia's did anything wrong, because they can invoke the War Powers Act and stay in power, use it to stay in power. Are they that evil? I believe they are. I definitely think they are. Russia warns of World War III over UK troop plan. Well, the rumor is the UK was going to get ready to start sending warm bodies to Ukraine. I've been saying this, the draft in America, all the mechanism is maintained on a yearly basis. The draft boards meet, they're ready to start plugging in names and sending people to die in a war we shouldn't be involved in. And they can't, no one wants to go in the woke military. They're missing their quotas by 50%. And so Ukraine, they've about killed off their whole population of fighting age men. And this regime is satanic or something. They're evil. They want to start nuclear world war. Trump's the guy that lowered inflation, lowered energy cost, stopped the endless wars, did everything good. America first, right? And they hate him. They hate him because he's good. Tomorrow, Russia will conduct a nationwide nuclear weapons exercise. Doesn't that make you all warm and fuzzy? By the way, the UK Prime Minister has denied, because I think he got a lot of blowback, that they will send any troops to Ukraine. What do we got? Matt Gaetz. He's a warrior, isn't he? We love Matt Gaetz. Just ain't enough of them, though, is there? I mean, you can name, I don't think you can count on 10 fingers the good guys and gals fighting for us in Washington, D.C. But Matt Gaetz is a battle-hardened warrior for the cause. And when they made Kevin McCarthy Speaker, he agreed to these issues. Bing, 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 bing. He's lied through his teeth, and he's broke his promise. And I believe Matt Gaetz will lead the charge for him to, I've said McCarthy's a California commie, just one, running under the Republican banner instead of the Democrat, was willing to give him a chance, but, a little bit of a chance, but, I was right. He's a effing commie. So he worked a side deal with the Democrats to do a 45-day continuing resolution and continue selling America down the road to fund the criminal Biden regime, the DOJ, the weaponized ABCs that they're using to destroy the country and put innocent people in prison for 10 to 20 years. Kevin McCarthy is complicit in this evil. But Matt Gaetz has been a warrior. He's calling out McCarthy, who is in reality a California communist with an R by his name, for secretly working with the Dems to pass a 45-day continuing resolution. Folks, we are spending $2 trillion. Can you put your head around $1 billion? You probably can't. $1 trillion is a number we can't even fathom. We are spending $2 trillion every 12 months more than we take in. I think we're spending $8 trillion. We take in $6 trillion. It's going to lead to complete hyperinflation. We're going to be the Weimar Republic, Zimbabwe. Terrible. Hakeem Jeffries was so excited about his boy Kevin McCarthy that he gave him they both embraced in a big slobbering communist love fest, celebrating the fall of America. There's more I could get to, guys. There's just an endless stream of news, and it's pretty much all bad. But I'm sticking with my New Year's resolution, and if it doesn't happen this year, unless nothing changes, it'll be my New Year's predictions, I should say, my New Year predictions, that we're heading into the greatest depression, not the Great Depression, the greatest depression in World War III. And I haven't seen anything to change my mind. My timing might be a little off, but it's coming. If we don't get Trump in office next November, look, it's crunch time now. We're just 12 months away, right? A little over 12 months away. It's gone. The Republic's gone, and we're never getting it back. Not at the ballot box, not by any peaceful means. So we're coming up on 20 minutes. So as always, keep praying, okay? Pray number one. Someone corrected me because I keep prepping and praying. But really, it's keep praying and prepping. Prayer to the big guys first, and then prepping. So keep praying and keep prepping. I will see you in the next video. God bless everybody. Keep the faith, my friends. Just keep grinding.